Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a live stream. And today I am going to be doing a little bit of rock mining if everything goes well. And, well, we are actually going to change. Since we're going to be in a rock, might as well put appropriate armor on. I did take the liberty to bring some of the good stuff over. So, let's see. We have the right color. That's all there is. And we're going to be dressed in yellow. Of course we are. And this would be the arrow. There we go. We're going to be using my Constellation Andromeda for this. And it should already be preloaded with a rock in the cargo bay. What we are going to do is we are going to bring something like this just to see though if we can maybe touch some of those rocks not really mentioned to be used for this, but so let's do a little bit of an experiment out of this. And there we go, and we're gonna of course be armed with a proper weapon just in case we get interrupted by a pirate. So might as well carry a ray gun. At least we're gonna be able to maybe fight off or scare off possible smaller fighters at least. And of course try not to be killed by elevators, and that can actually be a thing nowadays after the patch. The elevators are getting physicalized before they actually appear or arrive, so. And let's have a look. Do we have food and stuff? Might be a good idea. And we don't, so that's definitely going to be a thing. We're definitely going to need at least a little bit of water and something eatable. At least so that we can get back, so that we don't have to come back for that reason at least. Store that, and I'm just gonna store like 2 of each. Doesn't matter really what it is, but at least that should take care of that. And let's just double check things again. We are almost good. Of course we would need that thing right there. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have a look and see what I carry in this one, because we might actually need a little bit of more stuff, like extra of everything. Might put it in the core armor, and that should be about it. I think that should be about it. We're gonna bring an extra container that I bought earlier. That one you can buy on any cargo in any cargo center, whether it be Bajini Point, Port Tressler, or Everest Harbor. Not sure about Port Olisar, but it has to be a cargo center, regardless. I think, at least for now. We'll scroll all the way down to the bottom, and we should have our constellation ready to go. Do a little bit of rock mining and see, well, show you guys how much easier it is after the patch with finding Headnight. But then again, usually when you look for Headnight, you tend to find Quantanium, and vice versa. So what you're looking for, it may not always be the case. Pack number 10. So this is going to be like a showcase from True L1, the mining station or the refinery station over at Crusader. Going to be the closest one. And this is where I originate from as well when I do mining with either the mole or the prospector. It has this bonus for whatever you mine, especially, well, not for whatever, but it's for Quantanium anyways. And let's have a look. Double check, always double check, especially when you do live stream. Always double check you have a helmet on, because don't want to make us look like a complete noob. So this is ideal, especially if you're teaming up with a buddy or more. You have someone flying the mud in the back there. Do a little bit of scouting, maybe preventive, well, scouting in general, and progressive scouting. So that way, at least you have someone that can give you an alert on possible pirates coming up your way, or griefers, or what have you. And I mean, the constellation itself, it's just a regular Andromeda, but that means that I have the full potential firepower. So turrets both up and down. So what we're going to do now is we already prepared stuff here. I'm going to put 2 boxes in here, and then we're going to do this. Let's have a look. We should put this. See if we can put it down here without having it in the way. Now we're always going to try to move this rock in this way, so that means we could maybe put a physical box in here, and that's just not for me, it's also going to be for anyone else who just joins in. So that's why we do this, because this way anyone can open the box. Well, they could pretty much steal it as well, so obviously you want to be mindful as who you let on board, but for this video it should be fine. I'm going to put the box there, that way it doesn't go up and down with the elevator. And we can put that excessive headnite, or hadnite, however you want to pronounce it. And we're going to have extra storage there for whatever. Alright, let's head out to Daymar. That's what we're going to be rock mining. Preferably for the video's sake. It's going to be on the bright side or the day side of it. And let's have a look. There's Daymar. We could go for... we could go for the facility there, and... yeah, let's just do that. If we're gonna skip the last waypoint, we're gonna just be close or in the vicinity of it. So that way we pick our own location, making it less likely to be found by random players. Gears up. And I hope you guys enjoy the new royalty-free music in the background. It's not too loud, or I hope it's gonna be at least better than just having complete silence in the background. And it's supposed to be a little bit relaxing. And the shields look fairly... well, the steel's spooling up from the look of it. And let's see, we have our custom Pentium for the Connie. It's always nice. I'm gonna put it like so. First off is Crusader, of course, as the first stop on the way. And next is going to be Daymar. Let's have a look at the checklist, because next is going to be Daymar and then actual. Okay, so we're going to go for the next jump, and then I'm gonna probably pick a OL mark instead on the day side. But at least we're gonna have our actual destination is still gonna be in the store for us, so that way when we are ready to sell, when I now clear the list, it's still gonna be listed there, so whenever I hit set route, it's gonna put it right there when we need it to be. So that's how you do it. You just keep it in the memory, and so that way you don't have to have it active, but it's gonna be passive. All right, let's head down somewhere where it might be most likely something like the base of a mountain chain or canyons, preferably anywhere where there are a little bit of a mountainous area is where we're gonna head. So, all right, let's see what we're gonna pick. Worst case scenario, we'll just go for a different location, but this one looks pretty nice, and it's dayside. What you want to make sure of course, is that well, that's actually a little too close to that place, so you're most likely to run into people there. Let's find a different location then. Oh, that is actually up in Orbis, isn't it? I don't think it's down there. Shipping hub. Is it on the planet? It sort of may not be. We're gonna head down here and see what happens. I mean, if we get to be alone or not. Yeah, so whatever happens in terms of if your rock explodes or your ship explodes, at least you're if you just remember where you just died or have a corpse over there, most likely you're gonna find a loot crate or a crate being formed with whatever you had on board in terms of local inventory. That goes the same. That's the same for whatever head knight or head knight you have on board your rock as well. So it's really nice with that little extra security in the back of your head. And not sure about server crashes or client crashes, but it is what it is. Don't take it too seriously. I mean, do what you enjoy to do the most, and well, money comes second, really. Obviously, you want to do all right when it comes to being able to refuel and buy food and stuff. But for that, just do a simple bunker mission or what have you, and you had that sorted out at least. Everything else just comes second. Like, just do what you enjoy doing the most. And don't bother too much about the bugs or what have you. I mean, obviously it's going to take you time or steal your time, but then again, you're playing the game to enjoy it. So, in my opinion, that's really not stealing your time anyways. You still had enough, well, you still had fun doing it anyways. So what's being seen there at the bottom is our rock and our crate. So that's fine. Now what you want to do, of course, is to keep track on either your heading or some landmark. Oh, you could use the star, but sometimes stars, I mean, obviously the sun of Stanton is always in the move, because the planets are at least rotating on their own axis, at least, even if they are fixed. So that means that if you follow the star, it's actually progressive. So it's just not always in the right same position. So I wouldn't really count on it too much. And rotation speed varies, of course, from moon to planets and what have you. So it's better to keep track on either landmark or your compass heading, which you can see up here. Alright, we are looking at a 10,000 meter altitude. Anything above 6,000 and we should start picking up objects on the ground. Well, probably even earlier, but at least not with certainty. What I do for the Connie is that I engage the VTOL mode by hitting the K button, as in Kilo, and that way, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It would make sense, at least, that you would save a little bit on the fuel. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, that one is probably not anything, but let's decide a heading and depending on the terrain and the look of it. Let's see. That's the rock, I think. Yeah, it has to be. But there's something to the left. Let's see, well, how far to the left is actually behind it. Alright, let's check this one out first. We gotta start somewhere anyway. Ping it again, and that's the rock down there. Alright. So let's see. We want to look for anything really below 4,000. And so, let's see, what are we looking at? Heading this way first. I'm gonna check our proximity first, and then I'm gonna decide my heading. It's a bit hazy. Hope that's not gonna cause any issues, whether it's gonna be a storm or what have you, but that is a rock when it disappeared. But this one is interesting because this one actually appeared within the 4,000 meter range, and it wasn't seen before, so that usually indicates that there's some sort of a diamond icon or mineable for rock minables. Is it that or hand minables? But I would assume that hand minables are actually even closer than that. But alright, let's ping it again. A nice terrain. Hope it's not going to cause any issues. So for a big cluster, it's going to be down in the canyon. Nice. As long as it's not in the slope, because that would be a pain to mine. But that's the cluster. There you have it. But it might be embedded in the side of it too much. So it might be a bit of an issue. Let's hope it's not Haydenite, because I'm going to be crying anyway. This could be really tricky to mine. I don't see how we would be mining this, really. Well, there's one way to do it, but alright, let's scan these and see what they are. That's gotta be the first, though. Finding rock minables on a rock wall. And of course it's Haydenite. I am very lucky, am I? This is gonna be a nice, I mean, we're gonna try, for sure. And what's the sport if we don't try? They're all going to be falling down here, so might as well sit down here then. What you could do when you fly this low everywhere, and that goes for most ships, is to have your landing gear deployed all the time. That way, should you find or accidentally hit the ground, at least you're going to be protected. So, engines off. Double check, we are sitting firm and steady on the ground, no complications, and nothing under the ramp, so we should be able to deploy. Let's just head out and start to extract and mine our first find. Let's see. Alright. Oh, yeah, it might be a good idea to open up first. Oh well. Everything goes in there. Look, I'm a little ahead of myself here. So, I'm gonna just turn things on anyway. That way it's just ready to go once we're down. There we go. Now we can get in. since we're alone here so far, I mean, should be fine. I could probably just leave everything open. Now it's a little bit low on the front here, so I'm gonna drive off a little bit. Don't wanna hit the bottom of our nose. Yeah, this is actually pretty convenient, so we're gonna be coming down to me as soon as I get the stuff. What you want to do now is to turn a little bit of sideways here, so that the mining laser doesn't blind your scale. You want to be able to see where to be at on the scale. See if we can see on the scale. It's kind of hard to see it. I don't see it. It's there, but it's just very hard to see it against the bright ground. I kind of see it, I think. I mean, yeah, I think I see it. Very barely visible, but it's there. Don't worry, folks, I know what I'm doing, I hope. Might be a little bit too far away for convenient, but it is a bit different here with it being on a slope. Definitely the first for me, with this kind of a aggressive slope. And it's getting a little warm. Alright. It's fine. Let's see where they all end up. They're gonna be all down below me. Yeah, I'm gonna collect everything later. It's gonna be a huge mess, but this is head night. What wouldn't you do for head night? It could even be up in the ceiling. I would go for it. It's going to be interesting to collect all that, but it's going to be interesting to see if we could actually get the ones inside that rock. That would be nice, because we're looking at what is it, like 6 clusters or 6 rocks. Let this be the 3rd one. But out of those, we can only pick up 4. So what it looks like anyways, but we'll see. Just gradually do it. You want to always be careful. No need to rush things. You're doing this after all to relax and make some money in the process. But that's pretty good relaxation. Making money while relaxing. And there's one. And let's go for the last one. See if it's gonna be a little too bright. That's fine. Alright. Sometimes the rock tend to move a little bit when you're mining. You could turn off the engine to just stabilize things, but I'm fine with it. It's not gonna shoot off too much, so I think this one needs to be a little bit closer. There we go. And then we'll deal with the other ones, if we can. We'll see. It's kind of unfortunate with stuff being spawned inside of something, but That one looks like it could be mined, actually. Yeah, I think it's fine. We're gonna go for that one. Nice. What a nice surprise. Okay, we should reposition it because let's balance a little bit. There we go. So we might actually be able to take it all. We'll see. Regardless, it's a good find. I mean, it's a cluster, the first thing we found. So that's never too bad. And that's what I'm saying, is that it's so much better now. Well, it's actually enjoyable. And with everything, really. I mean, it's nice to be doing things with friends, especially a lonely task like this, because it can get pretty lonely. But I have no problem with that. So let's see if we can do this one. I mean, it does highlight it, so see if it does anything. And it does. Yeah, we're gonna get this one as well. So never give up your hope, folks. Always give it a try, even if it doesn't look like it would work. But as you can see, I am actually mining a rock, or a piece of a rock, inside of a rock, so it is actually doable. And it should probably just fall out of it and join up with the rest of the debris down here. It's looking good. Wow, I'm actually surprised how well it's been improved. And this is pretty much how it all started, really. This more serious gameplay, whereas mining is actually a thing. Let's see if we can bring up those pieces through there. I don't think it's gonna work. Oh yeah, I got one. The other one, I think. And I got that one too. Okay, everything is mined. Nice. Okay, have a look at this ocean of... Okay, this is gonna take a while. But like I said, don't be in a rush. Let's see. Yeah, I might have to go around, but I want to take the one a little bit more scattered, so that way I don't forget any. Ideally, you want to avoid slopes, but I mean, what do you do when you find a nice cluster on a slope like that? There's no way of ignoring it. There's no chance that's going to happen. And this provides or gives you a nice challenge anyways, like I said. So Daymar is sort of like a mediocre gravity moon, so it has gravity more so than perhaps other moons, but it's not undoable. Oh, this really flew far away. I wonder if it's something else, or if it actually did fly this far. Wow, okay, that is far. I don't know, do I want to leave the stuff that far away? But it seems to me that it did actually fly all this way. Yeah, I mean, why not? We're being that greedy. We're gonna go far away to get those itchy little bit of renegade debris. I just hope the wind doesn't pick it up, blow it away, but this is... Wow, okay, I had to go all this way. Huh, okay, now it's not gonna go away anyway anytime soon, but I just couldn't let myself leave that over there and just not picking it up. Why would I? I mean, we're here after all to do rock mining. That's what we're gonna do. Pick up all the pieces, even if they fly across kilometers away. I just hope I can pick up the stuff laying around my ship, because sometimes when you fire off either a mining laser or a collective beam, it's going to be prevented or stopped by the ship's shields. But yeah, let's be really niche about this. Pick everything up, regardless how far away it is. Now I can't wait until they actually do a little bit of that alleged rework on the ground vehicle. Also, we're gonna have some additional ground vehicles we haven't seen before. That also includes some of the rated vehicles coming up. But in general, I mean, it's just gonna be great, even if for the ROC, for example, being able to reverse the terrain a little bit better, because right now it's pretty bad at in terms of getting stuck everywhere. And if it does, just get up out of the seat, and usually that resets it sooner, either whether you are up out of the seat or when you go back to the seat. It kind of resets the physics, so you get unstuck just simply by doing that. Now obviously if you're going to be upside down or in a position where you can't get back into the seat, well, that's a whole different story, but just for now at least try to make life easier rather than harder. Don't get yourself in a position where you could get stuck in that way, and it should be fine. As you see, life is nice now when we've collected all the stuff scattered around. Now it's just going to be here where we currently are. Obviously it does take a little longer than you, thanks to the little slope, but at least we get to have it all, not leaving anything behind. So sometime later I'm going to be getting company by a buddy of mine. He's taking a break from the game for a while, having had a upgrade on his PC, new PC pretty much, and he should be able to enjoy the game the way it's supposed to be, without any lags or issues from poor performance. So it's going to be nice to have some company again. And he's also sometimes in the live stream, being a moderator and the one and only. Alright, we are about to round it up with the last bit of debris down here. I hope it doesn't hinders me from picking them up here, but it should be okay. So what you want to do, even if it's fixed, as you can see there, it actually throws the debris over me and have it land behind me. So I should try to be a little bit more careful about moving my arm as it's being sucked, or it's going to be slung. These one doesn't seem to be flying, they just disappear and end up in my inventory, so that's okay. Okay, that one almost did what it used to do before. See if I can get this one. Yeah. Okay, so they seem to have fixed some of the collision issues, because if something would have ended up underneath something, under a rock or something, it would be uncollectible due to the physics of course. I mean, that would be the thing in real life as well. But in real life as well, I mean, obviously things wouldn't just glitch underneath something either, you know? It's a nice compromise, I'd say. See if I can get that one through. No, that's just too much to ask, I suppose. And there's one over here. Another one that I managed to throw over here. A little closer. Alright, let's see. A couple of them more over here, and then we should be good. And that is it, I think. Yep, looks like it's all of it. Nice. And let's see what we're at, or where we're at. We are at 17.50 out of 80 SCU of units. So that's not too bad. Always remember to retract your arm. Don't want to get stuck or have something happen. Now that's another tip here in terms of checking the status. Yeah, you can look for the status on the vehicle in the menus here, or these MFDs, but if you just hit F1, see, no, that's not going to do it. Alright, so you could, what you want to do is take a empty one here. Say you hit a rock, or you just started to, you know, do something you're not supposed to do. If I can use this monitor. Oh, do I? It's gonna have to be one over here then. And if you look here, you see the status here. It says 100% on the hard thing. And so anything below 50%, I would just go ahead and exchange this thing. Get a new one, pretty much. So that's how you can check on the status on your rock over time. Because it does get damaged if you're not being careful with it. Always turn off the engines and power. And then it should be fine. Going back into the ship. Now certain ramps and elevators are a bit more glitchy than others. At least for this one it's okay-ish. It doesn't wobble too much, but just always keep that in mind as well. It might actually be different on different ships, obviously, with the physics there, and the box is still there. What I'm going to do is show you guys a little neat trick here. See, if I grab this one, and then I click on that one, I will have the vehicle cargo upstairs, or that's the box that I'm holding, and this one is the vehicle cargo. And now I'm going to just put everything here. And when I sell, I don't actually have to drive out the rock, or drive the rock out. I just hold this box in my arms and sell everything from this box. Which should work pretty fine. Now to make it easy, you just put something that's not really a filter to be able to drag into an empty space instead of having to drag around what's already in there. So that way you speed up the process. But as you can see, even that small crate that I bought in the cargo center for this task is actually really nice, because it can take a lot more than you'd think. The only downside is, of course, that if you're going to be doing some serious looting, like clothes, armor, weapons and such, then this crate is not going to be enough for it. But for what we're doing today, it's more than enough. And so now we can just keep on filling up the rock. I did bring a extra box, so it might look like we're gonna need it. Doesn't look like much, but I am actually transferring, so as you can see, the percentage is increasing on the top one, and it is decreasing on the lower one. What I could do is actually probably use a bigger crate, but this one is beneficial in that way, that the fact that you can carry it. So once it's full, I'm just going to put it down and know that the box is going to be full. And I'm going to put it over at... This is only, of course, if you want to maximize your total convenience of being able to sell it. Obviously, you could put this in ship local as well, but it feels more natural doing this way. And given the future of physical cargo, it might actually be a good idea to, yeah, it's full now, to actually get used to it, the fact that that's how it's gonna work. Alright, I'm gonna just put it down here, and then I'm gonna get up here. Use my incredible multitude. And store the box where it's more convenient. Now, the trick here is if you hold down R, whatever you do here is actually going to rotate the box. That's the easy way to, if you're like me, or anything like me, sort of picky when it comes to positioning stuff. And I want it to be the other way, but okay. Let's just do that. I wonder if we can... Yeah, it's fine, I mean... Alright, so it's all good there, and let's bring out the second box, and then whatever we do, we fill up the rock for what it is, and that way we maximize our little expedition. Just make sure you hold the box in your hand and interact with whatever storage you want to interact with, and then you split it up, lit it up like this. Now obviously a filter is sensitive to whatever storage you use, so the filter is tied to the storage, meaning that I can have one filter for this box and a different filter for the other box that I just used. That's how it works. Now to unfilter it, you just click on the one that's selected, and it's going to be just like any other storage without a filter on it. I think we can fill up this one as well, or somewhat. But this one is going to have to stay down here. It's going to not get filled for sure. And we're looking at quite a nice find. So this is also a way, if you want to help other people, you could sell it. Probably for a little bit, but I don't see why you would do it. I mean, people should try to learn how to make their own money. There's no fast way of making money in Star Citizen, really, if you want to put into it like a viable way. Yeah, you might find a glitch now and then, but that's not going to be a sustainable way of making money for a longer period of time, so don't get used to it or hooked up on it anyway. So alright, let's save you guys from transferring of cargo. Okay, that's just was a bit sloppy for me. See if we can close this cargo. Or do I have to be... Yeah, I can do it from within the rock. It's really not. Back in the days, you could actually take the whole box out. That's probably going to be a thing as well soon enough. I mean, it is how it was meant to be, but at least someone want to steal your cargo, at least they have to do it one by one. So it's not going to be stolen in one go without you being able to prevent it. Probably why they disabled detaching the cargo box on the rock itself. Alright, let's continue our little search for more Hadnite or Hadenite. So the landing gears are staying down because, like I said, that's a good way to... Okay, we're going way fast. Because that's a good way to prevent hitting the ground too hard. Alright, let's see if we would... This one, I think it was the one that we were aiming for earlier, but might as well check it out again and then have a look. But this is probably the rock that we were going for before, I think. Kind of feels like it. It's still there though, so it could be another deposit. And it is. Okay, it's a nice cluster again. we are lucky this time, guys. Well, I mean, it's just a cluster of 3, but anything is better than just 1 or 2. And if everything is good to go, why not go for it? I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a couple of runs. Now, obviously, you can. That's after right. We're not gonna go for that. We're looking for Head Knight or Head Knight. The Aphrodite is not gonna be a prime search or a prime goal. Probably gonna be Aphrodite Dollarvine because it's not in a Rocky Mount area. So we might have to turn around for the rocks or the mountains. As you can see, the finding is less of interest here. So it's definitely going to be tied to the mountain. And also what's been changed is that you can scan most of things now. It's not gonna... Yeah, that's Donovan. So yeah, let's head back to the mountains. Really, I think that's more of a thing. If we can see the mountains, there's it's been picking up quite bad here with the storm. Mountains would be over here, so let's go for the mountains, boys and girls. All right, let's see. What do we have here? And that could be something on the right there. I just see that could be the old fire. Yeah, that's behind us. Don't want to necessarily go around in circles. Just keep on going the way you went. This one could be the one we already found. Well, you never know. It's going to be our way. I'm going to continue along this mountain chain, so... I think this is the old one that we did already. Yeah, it's a rock. Has to be. And it's a rock. Yeah. Alright, let's continue down this mountain range. And even though you're not seeing anything yet, just continuing down this road or this lane is actually gonna have you, like you see there. All of a sudden you just stumble across something. That's gonna be some deposit. See what is to be found. A cluster of 3 in the mountains, so might as well have a look at it. It's probably going to be Head Knight because it's purple. And you can see it by the color on the rocks, or the outline color. If I can just stabilize this thing, come on now. It's wobbling all over the place. But it's got to be Head Knight. Yeah, it's Head Knight. It's purple, so that's how you can tell as well. I mean, by looking at it. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, it's definitely doing something to me now. Gotta be careful. Alright. Always double check. And this is not a good landing, as you can see. Not very ideal. We have rocks behind us, so we're gonna have to land probably on the other side here. It's a bit more flat. And I'm not sure what... Of course, another rock behind me. That's what did it. Yeah, this is not a very good show in pilot skills, guys. I'm sorry for that. And another... Okay, we're gonna just be on this side. I don't care now. This side is definitely rock free. Double check. And we're not in a good positioning. Let's Here's better. And that's why you don't fly in third person. Come on now. Because everything gets pretty distorted. But that should be fine. We should be able to exit to the rear. That's the thing though. I mean, it's a nice ship. It's just like all the pudding or the imprints on the ground for the landing gears at the very rear of it. So it gets a little bit front heavy sometimes. And yeah, that's the thing though. You can't have it all, I suppose. But yeah, we're gonna have to get out of the ship by reversing, I think. That doesn't matter. We are on site, and let's do some more night mining. That is fine. Systems on. And it was over here. This is at least going to be easier. Not going to be on the slope as bad as the other one. Okay, we should probably be on the other, like here maybe. And then take one by one. Alright, let's give it a try. Mining mode on. Fracturing mode on. Warning, oh, okay. Power critical. That was a little too hard. Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. And that thing might blow actually. I was a little bit too hard on it. Let's go for the other one. Don't want to ruin the deposits. The resistance is low, obviously, since it's lower or closer to the beginning of the scale. That means you have to be a little bit more careful with the strength of the laser. Now, in my case, I'm using a slider on the throttle unit for my Thrustmaster hoters. And so that one has a bit more play to it, so it's easier to be precise with the strengths as opposed to using the default scroll or mouse wheel, which is pretty bad in terms of sensitivity. At least if you want to do it easy on yourself, then you definitely want to use something like a throttle on the joystick or something that it has a little bit more play than the scroll wheel. Yeah, once you get into the heat, it usually picks up heat faster, so you want to be progressive. Always be adjustable. Always be adaptable, that is. And it's okay to be in the red, but it's just try to stay as low in the red as you can, at least, when it does crack. And let's have a look at the third one. That's going to be maybe an issue. It might be a little bright there on the scale, so we're going to move a little bit to this side. So that we can see the scale and not being blinded by the background. Positioning is important in that way. Okay, that just shut off like a rocket, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's extract it. I think I lost a little bit of it due to that. But hey, what do? Can't have it all, I suppose. Now, it is still going to be a little bit of a slope here, so let's try to gather what we can. It looks like the wind is picking up as well. Hope it's not going to affect the debris of this or the deposits. but it should be okay. And that should be about it. I mean, yeah, there's more down there. Of course there is. You just had to escape from me. And that's it. I think, yeah, that's it. Down slope. Yeah, that's down. That's it, down slope. And the last bit was up here. I think I picked everything up though, pretty much. I don't see anything else. Yep, that's it. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna be right back. We are still into the stream and it's gonna be going for a while, so I will be right back. Alright, let's continue. We are at a good pace. We have even some more head knight on board the rock. Retracting the arm, that way we don't get stuck. Come back into the ship. And I'm not going to transfer any of the cargo yet. I mean, I might, but we'll see how it goes. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Let's just get out of here and continue our way. That would mean that we need to go to our right somewhat to continue along the mountain chain. All right. See, quite relaxing, for sure. I almost forget to drink my coffee here next to me. You definitely do need a lot of coffee doing this. preferably a little bit of snacks as well. You might hear me chew a little bit here now on some peanuts, peanut mix that I have in a bowl right next to me. All right, so let's see, heading to the right. That means the sun is starting to get pretty low. What we're gonna do, we're gonna be mining for at least as long as the sun is up on this side, and then we're gonna sell off just to, you know, do it piece by piece instead of everything in a big giant chunk. Just checking on my bearings, and that should be about 205, give or take. All right, let's ping and see what we have. Yeah, that one in front of us might be something. And holding F, turning around, just to make sure that's not something on our immediate right. But this one is a rock, yeah. Alright, but that's something else though. It's not just a rock. It looks like. Oh no, it's just. Alright. See, if that one over there is something worth looking into. Landing is still down as always to protect our belly from a mishap or hitting the ground accidentally. That has saved me numerous of times before as I've slammed into the planets. Luckily with landing is down. Now anything in purple, this would probably be Quantanium actually. If it's purple. I mean, let's prove the facts, but I think it's actually going to be something like that. We'll see. Let's try it. Well, might have to be closer. I wasn't, but I mean, that's nah. Let's continue down the mountain chain. And we are having a sunset in a not too far distant future, heading our way. What do you guys think? Do we have something on the right there? And it doesn't look like it. Better not be anything up here, because it's gonna be tricky to land here. Oh, that's something. There we go. I see something here. That's weird. I thought we just flew over something, but we did fly over something. Or was it? Or is it something else? It should be just down below us, unless that's my own stuff that I'm looking at. Yeah, might as well be. We've been tricked here, guys, by the whole UI thing. I think I should be more likely be in this one. V is good. That's your scanner mode. It's just that you want to switch to V mode, or your V mode on site rather than having it constantly on, because it's gonna give you a lot more information than you need. So we're gonna head out in the barren desert again. I don't think this one is gonna be it, but I'm gonna fly over there and then change our direction again. So for the sake of this video, not to make it too long, I might actually head back to the mining facility and sell. Or we could just head back to a station where we came from and sell there. It works fine now. especially with me having put things in the boxes. Alright, let's do that, and I'll show you how well that works as well. I just get remember to store the stuff in the other box. No, I'm not going to head to Port Order, so what am I looking at? I'm heading over to Cruel One. And there it is. Ambitious Station, or Ambitious whatever. Alright. Fly out in orbit first, and then there. Actually, let's fly out in orbit first. That way we'll deal with the cargo that we have at hand. Orbiter marker somewhere. Come on. There's one. And from there, we're gonna take care of the cargo. I can just... There we go. Alright, let's sort things out with the cargo. What I could do, just to make things easier, because it's not too much in the back of the ROC, is to actually put the rest of it in the backpack that I have, that I carry on my back. That way, I'll have everything with me as I go on board the actual station. I don't think did I have anything in here? I can't remember. I did. Okay, so that one is definitely going with us. I think. Yeah, we have something in here as well, so this one we could put in the backpack. That way I don't have to worry too much about what's been in the back of the ROC once I've stored it, along with the ship, that is. And I mean, a backpack like this one can take quite a lot of a nice amount of head night or hate night. It's all fine as long as the ROC isn't full, of course. But this way, it's actually quite nice. It's completely accessible from wherever you're going to be hanging out. I'm just too lazy. I'm not going to bother about the filter. I just might have to drag it around, or you just drag it on to the bar there, and that creates another space of a row. Alright, so the ROC is empty. Let's grab this one, prepare things, and now I just put it in ship local and drag it twice if it doesn't work the first time. One box stored in the ship local. So whatever happens to the ship, at least I get the boxes back one way or another. And I know that I'm in orbiter marker. Can't remember which one it is now, but that's something I should have kept track on. But we should be fine, really. I can't believe it. Imagine that something would have happened now. And now you see the little trick. So yeah, I mean, if you're gonna head back to the station or wherever you come from, where you usually hang out, this is how you would do it. Because yeah, you could sell it down there on the mining facility, of course, hand in your robe and all that. But as long as you know your robe is fine, your ship is fine, then just head back home. Sell it there in the admin's office. See how much we made out of that little deposit. And rounding up the video, or this stream, and I'll be testing out a little bit of a prospector mining with the new gadgets, and experimenting a little bit with that, and maybe together with a buddy of mine as well, tagging along in his newly bought prospector. And yeah, we just might just hang out in the stream and have it rolling as long as we go. You know. Sometimes there's gonna be that as well. I mean, you definitely have seen that almost 3 hour long stream earlier, so it can happen. But for this one, I'm gonna round it up as soon as I sold things up, or sold everything. Now this is a nice little trick. You go full speed. Obviously you want to go like as fast as you can. Or well, not necessarily, but something like this. And then you decouple the ship. Make sure you aim up the station, so that way at least you don't hit the station should something go wrong. You go in reverse. Make sure it says decouple, or the couple is off. And now I should be able to call for the station. And Alt C and full boost forward. And that's a very effective way of slowing down. I don't know. I mean, it's not fancy, but it's fun to do. All right, so we did get a pad over there because that's the one that was closest to us at the point of requesting. So there's that. So in a way, you can actually pick your own pad. Just go close to one, and then you can call for ATC. But at least now we're in the good. If we have claimed our pad and got a response from ATC, we are in the good. So whatever happens now, at least we have a checkpoint. Now, before I leave the ship, obviously I want to put those two boxes with Had Night or Hate Night in it. I want to put them in the local store or local inventory here. And that way I just pick the boxes out of into my hands as I'm selling. It should be fine. We'll see. I mean, it should work. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit of a tedious work on selling one by one, but I should be fine. And landing gears down and engines off. Do a little bit of my maintenance. Repair, quantum, and hydrogen. And I'll leave it at that. Now let's drag the boxes over to local inventory. Like so. And we still have some in our backpack as well. Pretty convenient. Now it could be the fact that we have to sell it from a backpack, maybe. That could do it, but I want to try it because it's one thing you not being able to sell stuff in a container as it's laying around in local inventory. Might be a different story once you hold it in your hand and try to sell it. So that's what we're going to try. That's where the experience is. See whether it actually does make the difference, whether you can sell it or not. Alright, grabbing a little bit of peanuts here. You're probably gonna hear something. And we are back in the terminals.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Alright, let's store the ship and see how things goes. Can we sell it in the form of storage or stash as it is now, or do we have to rearrange the storage a little bit. Moment of truth. This is okay. This is not a good sign with a missing elevator on the left side. Nah, I don't like it at all. Very suspicious. Better keep your helmet on, especially on a station. You never know. Now, I think it was in the second store, or was it behind here? Can't remember where it is. I think it was on the second store. Yes, behind us. Alright. So let's start off by selling what we have in our backpack to begin with. Oh, that should work by just selecting our backpack. Which would be that one, and it works. Nice. We can sell it that way. Fine, perfect. 6,000 for that. Let's try holding our box in our hand and try to sell it that way. And we can pick container. So that would be the way to do it. Alright, nice. 33,000 for that one. Let's try see if we can sell it, because that way we sell everything like in one go, which is pretty handy. Let's see if we can sell it the way it is. It might actually have to be in our hand. And yeah, so it's not even listed now, and so you need to bring it up, bring it out and hold it in your hand and then approach the terminal, because that's how you would be able to sell multiple stuff instead of lacking the ability to pick all. So whatever you do, try to hold a container in your hand, and for now it's the biggest one we can get, so at least that's how you would do it. And we have managed our sale, and that would conclude our little the how and the why of the two things, mining with a rock in this patch. Alright, well, I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button unless you haven't already. Like would help me a lot trying to grow, and hit the notification bell. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.